Hey, I literally just got off air and wanted to give you a quick update as I have now hit 35 weeks of pregnancy. And this little one is doing wonderfully. We're going to start with the good news that he or she is just off the charts when it comes to growth, both height and weight, as is the mother here. My doctor described it as the quarantine diet that we're all on right now. So he's giving me a pass on the weight gain. Brick, still no name, the size of a kid's backpack. And my doctor was actually saying if I go completely to what they think is my 40-week mark, this baby is going to be around 10 pounds. Brings me into a little bit of a scare that I had last night. I started having the most intense contractions before bed. So I went and laid down, drank lots of water, everything they said to do. And then in the middle of the night, I just kept waking up with these. And I know part of it was the sciatic nerve, which was hurting terribly. And then the other part is that those contractions just started getting more and more real, which means this little one could come early, and that's kind of scary because I still have about 5 weeks to go. Into something that a lot of people have been asking me about, and that is how I feel about being pregnant and having to give birth at a time like this. I mean, we all know, we've seen it everywhere. Our nation is in the middle of a pandemic, something that is just crazy that we never thought, or at least I never thought in my lifetime that I would see. As far as having to give birth and being pregnant at this time, it is scary. It is so uncertain. It is stressful. It gives me a lot of anxiety, as you can see, but it's also something I try really hard not to dwell on. There's nothing I can change about what's happening right now except to ask you all, please take those stay-at-home orders seriously. Please realize that there are people that you could affect by going out and about and visiting and just, I mean, even going to the grocery store for those non-essential items. And pickup is free all over Southern Colorado, and it's such a great tool that you can utilize. What scares me is that they are constantly changing the policies surrounding visitation at hospitals. So as of right now, I've talked to my hospital, which is Penrose St. Francis, and they have said that my husband will be allowed in the room. He won't be allowed to leave at all once he's in there, so he needs to pack his bag of snacks, pillow, blanket, whatever it is, but he cannot leave that room once he steps foot in there. That's okay with me. I know that my boys aren't going to get to meet their sibling until we come home, and that's okay. Our healthcare workers are doing everything they can to keep us safe. They are literally putting their life on the line for those of us who are going into the hospital. What does make me really sad is that our families aren't going to meet this little one until who knows when. I mean, we don't know when these orders are going to be lifted. We don't know the effects that this has on a small baby. And I go into so much more of this. It's just hard for me to talk about because it does give me a bit of anxiety. I go into much more of it on my blog. So if you want to read my thoughts and everything, they're all right there. What I can tell you is I have talked with my OB. I have talked with my healthcare workers. I have talked with everyone at the hospital, and they are so reassuring, and I am putting my total trust into them. I love these people, and they do such a great job. The other thing I'm doing right now is really turning to God and prayers, because I would lie to you if I said I don't go to bed some nights and have nightmares about what's going to happen, or what if I get this and I'm breastfeeding, and then what happens? Like, I have to quarantine myself and can't be around a newborn baby who's then relying on me, can't be around my small children, my husband. I mean, part of me feels like it's my job to keep my family safe. So is it scary? Heck yeah, it's a scary time to give birth right now. But for me, a lot of praying, a lot of deep breaths, and then trusting that my healthcare providers know exactly what they're talking about, and they have been wonderful in keeping me up to date and just totally reassuring. So I, of course, will keep you updated along the journey too, because right now my more immediate scare is that I'm having these awful real contractions. I mean, worse than my contractions when I had my first son. So we're keeping a close eye on that, and I'll go in for another ultrasound soon to see how big Brick really is and the position he or she is in and where the placenta and everything is. And then I'll have a closer look at when this little one is coming. So stay tuned for all the details. But again, you can read everything in my blog this week too. And please give the Brie and Baby 3 Facebook page a like, because you can join our community and all the conversations. Such a wonderful place to get advice and share your stories. Thank you all so much for watching.